Untreated human sewage is flowing into the rivers and seas of South Africa's eastern city of Durban and surrounding coastline, affecting tourism and business in one of the country's most popular holiday spots. E-coli bacteria has been found in the water, poisoning aquatic life and threatening the hopes for a bumper summer holiday season. For more on this, we're joined by Thandiwe Mathibela, the General Manager for Communications at SA Tourism. Very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Perhaps before we speak about KZN specifically, can you briefly take us through the performance of the tourism sector in the country? I mean, COVID-19 dealt a major blow, but where are we standing as you and I speak?
Thank you so much and good evening to all the listeners. We are looking really good. We are thankful to all the South Africans that have decided to heed the call and actually travel their own country. But equally so, we're thankful to all the visitors from all parts of the world that have decided to come and opt for South Africa. Where we're looking at the moment, if you're looking at numbers, in the domestic numbers specifically, we've got numbers between January and September 2022, and we've seen that South Africans have taken more than 23.9 million overnight trips domestically, and they've contributed about 65.9 billion rands to the economy, and that is just the domestic travelers. From an international traveler perspective, we've welcomed more than 4.5 million people from different parts of the world, with a very big portion of that being people from the rest of the African continent. So yes, the COVID-19 was very devastating, but fortunately, and we are cautiously optimistic to say that we are well on our way to recovery.
With that in mind, we know that KwaZulu-Natal as a province is one of the biggest contributors to the GDP after Gauteng. And we know that the attraction, really, the influx of people head towards the beaches during the summer holidays. And of course, that plays a major role when it comes to boosting the province's economy. But of course, the beaches have been dealt a major blow with E. coli, several of them having been closed. What do you imagine to be the impact of that?
Some beaches have definitely been closed, and due to the reason that you are mentioning. But fortunately, the municipality, together with the greater KZN province stakeholders, they've been testing the waters continuously, and they've been opening the beaches as and when they are deemed and declared safe to do so. We do know that based on projections, things are really looking good. And we know that between the Christmas week as well as this week now leading up to New Year's, there are occupancy rates that are estimated at between 70% to 90%, and to some establishments being really fully booked. So we really have not done as badly. And as I say, that the municipality continues to test the waters. And I'd like to encourage all the viewers to go to www.durban.gov.za for updates in this regard.
Yeah, because looking at some of the pictures that have been seen, the crowds are much smaller than usual because a lot of people are skeptical of what may be found in the water. Some tests had been done, but then when further tests were done, it was shown that the levels of E. coli are not at an advisable rate for people to go in, for bathers to enjoy. So with that in mind, I mean, what do you think are some of the important lessons that can come out of the ongoing closure of Durban's beaches and the sewage spill across the city in terms of perception? Do you believe, what sort of perception do you believe it creates about the province and its management of the entire situation?
I think what is important to state here is that Durban and KZN has got about 600 kilometers of coastline where people can actually also go enjoy the coastline. And there's also a variety of other things to do in Durban. So you are right. I mean, the fact that the beaches have been closed has been a deterrent to quite a few people. But equally so, a lot of South Africans have still opted to go both into the city of Durban as well as the greater KZN area to explore and do other things that there are to be done in the city and the greater province.
How important do you think it is for those visiting to try and explore the other experiences within the city, besides the beaches being the main attraction, but just exploring the other ventures?
It is very important, and South Africans have stated quite a few things that they like about visiting and traveling across our country. South Africans definitely love the beach, and they always will. That is who we are as a people. But equally so, we do love ourselves, the bush, and we also love to just relax. And more than anything else, we all just love to have a braai and connect over our family and friends. And there are also events. What you have indicated at the beginning of the interview is that, 2 years ago, it's been 2 years since we haven't had restrictions. So it's been 2 years since we had COVID, and therefore we had restrictions. So now this is the first year that we can actually go out and enjoy festivals and events. And we know that the city of Durban is very good with those kind of events. There's lots of culture, there's lots of events, there's lots of lifestyle events and cultural as well as music events. And that's what people can actually enjoy both in the city of Durban, the broader KZN province, and across the South African country. What we do have also as an entity is that we've got the Gimme Some of That Short Left campaign, which is really about encouraging South Africans to go and explore the different parts of the country. They don't have to go to the big cities only. They can explore what's in their backyard if they really can't go across the province. All we're saying is that go out there, travel your country, explore, and just find out what tourism experience is there around you. Because that is why it's important for us to travel our country and just explore more than the beach, really.
And when do you think, the figures will be available for you to really just measure up the full impact of the Durban's filthy beaches when it comes to, the economy and what it means for tourism in collating the numbers?
We do know that there are projections. For instance, currently for the Greater KZN area, we are estimating that the benefit to the economy will be about 4.1 billion. And then also for the city of Durban, we do know that there are projections that are there. What is important, I think, is that we should wait until the festive season is over, and there will be a release both from all the partners from across the different provinces, because it's not just the big cities that are actually monitoring the tourism performance of the country. We do also have the smaller provinces that are doing so. So we will be able to have numbers at the end of the festive season, probably at the end of January, really.
Very well. Thank you so much. Let's perhaps leave it there for now. The General Communications Manager for SA Tourism, Thandiwe Mathibela. Thank you for your time.